Hi, everyone. This is Leonora. Today, I want to talk to you about timelines. So rather than the notion of, healing an issue that you're concerned about, what I want to share with you is this whole reorientation of that idea to just to becoming yourself. So when we focus on becoming ourselves, we're also focusing on what's in the way of becoming ourselves. And this is really where timelines are an integral part of that conversation. So what's a timeline? So a timeline is everything that has shaped you to how you are appearing in this moment. So what has shaped you has its roots in the past. Things that happened to you, things that happened before you were conscious of what happened to you, like, for example, when you were a baby or in the womb or at birth, things that happened to your parents, the moment of your conception has shaped you, things that happened to all your ancestors, things that happen in the collective. You're probably getting the idea now that there's an infinite web of information that is in the past that is shaping who you are and how you appear right now in form in the material world. But there's something fundamental and unchanging that is also here at the same time, and that is stillness, or the absolute, or God. There are many different names, and some of them you may like or you may not, but stillness is really an exploration of something deeper than you, or what's shaping you at least. It's your origin, it's the birthplace of you. And rather than thinking of things in a linear way, which is about a timeline, if you think of things from the sort of soul's perspective, it's timeless. And this field, the absolute or the God field or the unified field, is that field. It's a place of no place, but it's a possibility through connection and consciousness for transformation. And stillness is really fundamental to all the work that I share with people and my own inner journey. So what creates the timeline is the gap between stillness and what's appearing right now. So, that may or may not make sense to you, but there are things conscious and unconscious that you can experience directly through feeling the felt sense of you. So this is very somatic. It's about, journeying within and making contact with the vibratory field. Yeah. And within that field is all the information that has shaped you from the past. And the origin of all that information right now in this moment is the unified field, or the fundamental. So this can be very confusing to the mind, because what I'm talking about is the relativistic nature of reality, which has time in it. And that time is also an illusion, because at the deepest level, beyond this world of form, there is no time, it's eternal. And both are true and both are apparent right now. So through accessing these timelines, we can basically clear them and wipe the slate clean by allowing ourselves to transmute. It's like a digestive process or a metabolizing of the unresolved past, which is in the timeline that's shaping us right now. So this is a process of noticing what is appearing right now and what is the origin of what is appearing right now. and noticing what is keeping them in separation. It's not the first thing that you would do if you began this work with me, but it is one of the most efficient ways to both journey toward becoming your true self, your true expression in the world, and also what gets bucketed under trauma healing. For me, it's just clearing the timelines. So when you start to understand timelines, you start to understand that something fundamental is holding that timeline together. And that's the sense of self. So without a sense of self, there's no memory. So Nassim Haramein talks about timelines when he talks about space-time, which he prefers to call space memory. Without a sense of self, without a memory, there's no time. So if you think about that, it's like there's the factor that is you, your perception, is entangled with the notion or the experience in a linear way of time, me and my story, me and my past. So if we can collapse the sense of self that has this past and this story and this timeline, we can return back to the origin of us. And right at the moment of origin is the light of the soul, or the Christ consciousness. And the endeavor here is really to, one, clear the timelines, and two, to embody that light, to become homo luminous. So there's a lot more to timelines and understanding them, but the real way of understanding or knowing anything is through the direct experience within the felt sense. So I hope that you enjoyed this little conversation about timelines, and that you find a way to join me on some of my other videos in the exploration of who we are and why we're here. Thanks for listening, and see you soon.